at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
Movies have been around for 100 years. 100 years. And still, watching this scene, I realized directors have never actually given a fuck about mothers. And that's a big ass problem. Okay, you're probably saying, what the hell do you mean? There are mothers in every movie. They're funny, they're charismatic, everybody loves them. All right, I get your point. But that's not what I mean. Let me show you a perfect representation of what I think is the biggest problem in cinema. What I'm calling... This is Mrs. Gump.
Life is a box of chocolates, Forrest. You never know what you're gonna get.
Single mother, raising a kid with a disability, completely alone. She's wise, she's loving, you love her, I love her. Now, can you tell me her name? Her actual name, not Mrs. Gump. Don't even take the time to think about it. She doesn't have one. In the entire film, she's just
Ms. Gump.
Her husband's last name, a man who doesn't even show up in the movie. The screenwriter said this was intentional, to make her a universal figure of maternal love. I actually call that sacrificial motherhood. The idea that a good mother always puts her kids first, that her own desires are selfish, that her only function is to disappear when she's no longer needed. And Mrs. Gump disappears exactly when Forrest doesn't need her anymore. She gets sick, she dies, and we cry. Because we've been trained to find that beautiful. Do you realize how fucked up that is? We think it's beautiful that a mother gives everything, absolutely everything, for her son. She even had sex with the school principal to get him in.
Your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
And you don't even know her name. And the worst part? Most people don't even want to know. It's just, aw, she's a caring, loving mom who would do anything for her baby. And look, don't get me wrong, I get it. I love Mrs. Gump too. She's warm, she's funny, she's iconic. But that's exactly the problem. A person, a mother, should never have to be put in that position just to be loved, just to be seen as a good mother. She shouldn't have to give up her name, her body, her entire life. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. Stop being annoying. The movie is about Forrest, not about his mother. Look, I'd give you that. If I couldn't show you more than 500 examples of mothers exactly like her, you know what? Let me do a quick count. For example, Stella Dallas, a mother who realizes her daughter is embarrassed by her, so she lies and leaves the country to make her happy. Or Marriage Story, where the mother sacrifices her career in New York to follow her husband to Los Angeles. And when she finally decides to take her life back, the movie presents her as the one who broke the family.
But you and I both know you chose this life. You wanted it until you didn't. You used me so you could get out of LA.
I didn't use you.
You did, and then you blamed me for it.
And again, there are hundreds of examples like those. But let me tell you something. That's not everything. At least they did something good, kind of good. Not sure. But what they did was create not just one prototype of a mother, they created 3 types. The one we just saw is the sacrificial mother. But it's time for the next one. In The Hunchback of Notre Dame, his mother dies in the first 3 minutes of the movie. Literally. 3 minutes. We don't even know her name, and in the script she's called Gypsy Mother. That's it. For the next 20 years, Quasimodo believes she abandoned him. And the only time we learn the truth about her is when the villain uses it as a weapon in the final confrontation.
If you...
What?
Now, I'm going to do what I should have done 20 years ago!
A mother who died saving her son, and the only time she matters to the plot is when the bad guy needs leverage. She's not a character. It's basically just another tool for the plot with a lifespan of 3 minutes. And this happens in so many movies. Finding Nemo, Tarzan, The Land Before Time, Batman, Harry Potter, even Guardians of the Galaxy. The movie starts, first scene, we see the mother dying, and you think, oh, here we go again. The mother dies, that gives the character depth, her death will motivate him, it's just another tool to move the plot forward. Blah, blah, blah. And guess what? That's exactly what happens. And not only that, the writers decided to bring her up again in a second movie, just to create even more conflict. Turns out she didn't just die of cancer, someone gave her the cancer on purpose to get rid of her. And they explain all of that just to build more conflict between characters.
It broke my heart to put that tumor in her head. What?
Like, come on, is there really nothing else you can do to move a story forward? But okay, at least in the next type, they're not dead. You just fucking hate everything about her. Okay, so probably a lot of you have been waiting for this one. Annie. She just lost her mother, who she had a very traumatic and complicated relationship with. And then she loses her daughter in a car accident. A car driven by her son. She found the body. She feels completely alone. Nobody in the family can talk about what happened. She is literally destroyed by the pain. Real emotions, complex emotions, human ones. And on top of all that, the movie possesses her with a demon. Literally. Now, of course she treats her son pretty badly. I've seen the movie, so I'm obviously not justifying anything.
I never wanted to be your mother.
But that's exactly the problem. That's how cinema treats a mother with complex and real emotions. They are treated as a threat, something dangerous, an explosion waiting to happen, something that makes everything awkward. We just put her on the bad side. If you really, really try to put yourself in her shoes, you would at least feel some empathy. You would understand how many layers there are. Again, I'm not justifying her actions. That's not the point of this video. The point is how cinema sees a mother the moment she has this type of emotions. And the answer is, as a monster, as someone problematic. Because apparently, grief is only acceptable when it's quiet. And obviously, Hereditary isn't the only case. In Ordinary People,
God, how could I hate him? Mothers don't hate their sons. Is that what he told you? Do you see how you accept what he says with no questions, and you can't do the same thing for me,
I'm just trying to
can you?
keep this family
God, I
together.
don't know what anyone wants from me anymore.
a movie where the mother has just lost her son, she's grieving, she doesn't know how to express it, and the movie presents her as the villain of the story, when she has a problem expressing emotions throughout the entire movie. Now, there are obviously mothers in real life who are monsters, who are abusive, and that's real. I'm not saying it's not. But separating mothers into only 3 categories, the ones who die, the ones who sacrifice everything, and the ones who are monsters, reduces the entire concept of motherhood to something insignificant and simple. And cinema seems incapable of fixing that. Lack of effort? Unnecessary? That's what it looks like. Because there are movies that step outside these 3 boxes. And, funny enough, they are some of the most critically acclaimed films ever made. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. 7 Oscars. 7! The movie starts with Evelyn, a middle-aged Chinese-American immigrant who runs a laundromat. Her marriage is falling apart, her daughter is gay and she doesn't know how to deal with it, the IRS is auditing her, and her father disapproves of everything she's ever done. She is exhausted, overwhelmed, and honestly, kind of a mess. Now, what's the difference? Well, Everything Everywhere is not exactly a perfect example of a mother represented outside of the 3 types. It's much more complex than that. It has elements of all 3 mothers. Evelyn sacrifices her dreams for her family, and at the beginning, she seems like the problem of the story. But what makes it special is not that it escapes the molds, it's that it uses all of them, and then deconstructs them. The movie acknowledges that Evelyn is an imperfect mother, exhausted, full of regrets, with desires of her own that she never got to fulfill. And it doesn't punish her for that. It doesn't turn her into a monster. It doesn't make her disappear. It puts her in the center and lets her be human. And then there's the other extreme, Jean Dielman. 3 hours and 21 minutes of a mother peeling potatoes, doing dishes, making beds. No music, no drama, no hero, no arc, just her. Her time, her space. In 2022, Sight and Sound, the most important film criticism publication in the world, voted it the greatest film ever made. So, who knows? Paying attention to mothers can't be that hard, right?